Okay, 5 cheap option plays that I'm trading this week that showed up on the unusual trading um, options activity. And my first one will be DLO, ticker symbol DLO, which is the local LTD. What type of company this is? This is a payments first company or a payment company, probably similar to PayPal, that's in Latin America and Africa. And if you look at the unusual options activity, right in there, there's some puts being bought, but most of it is the calls at the $40 strike price, expiring on January the 21st, 2022. And look at the volume on that. And you can pick that up for less than $200 per contract. It's around 100 and between 130 to 150 per contract, and there's a lot of volume on that right now. So more than likely, Wall Street expects this to rise before next month. And I picked up about 4 or 5 calls today. So do your research on all these before trading. Also, my next one will be ticker symbol CRHC, going Robbins Holding Corp. And what type of company this is? It is, let's see, blank check company. It focuses on mergers, share exchange, asset acquisition, share purchase, and reorganization. And I picked up some calls on this one. Let's look at the unusual options activity. Let's see. Yeah, it showed up right here. Yeah, picked up some cheap calls for less than $50 at the $10 strike price. It's expiring on February the 18th, 2022. So this is yeah, it's a small, it looked like a small traded type. You can also write puts on this. If you want to do puts, you can also do puts. You can sell puts on this if you don't mind owning the stock. Let's look at the financial summary to see how it's doing. Oh, it's not a lot of info there, but no, I wouldn't own the stock. I would just buy the calls because it's, on Wall Street, that it's trending on Wall Street right now. So it showed up in my unusual options activity report. So just a little, a little small that you can risk out. I call them wild cards, which means they may go down in value or they may go up. So sometimes I say about 65% of these small ones, they will go up. But yeah, that's my second one. My next one is going to be FXI. It's an ETF, China large cap iShares. And let's look at the unusual options activity on that one. I did buy some calls today on this. And right here, the $47 strike price. Look at that volume, 17,000. And you can pick that up for less than per contract, for about $15 per contract at that strike price at this date. Yeah, so, and let's look at the interactive chart. I think it went down because China was having a big problem with their internet stock. So more than likely, Wall Street expects this to come back up. It was once at 47 earlier in the summer. Now it's, down to 37. So I more than likely, Wall Street expects this one's to come back. And let's look at the profile to see Fund Family BlackRock iShares. So it's probably part of the BlackRock team of ETFs. And let's look at the volume. Outstanding assets, man, about five. Yeah, about 5 billion. So yeah, this is another one you can check into. Do your research on it before making the trade. And my next one is going to be another ETF, S&P Biotech XBI. And let's look at the unusual options activity because it showed up on my list also. And let's look at where the volume is. The volume is right. There's a put right here at the $85 strike price. And now there's some calls too. So there's a lot of calls at the end of the month, or you can pick up that put, but the calls are cheaper right here. You get them for less than $30, less than $100 per contract. And let's see. Yeah, look at all these calls right up in there. Some, this one is going to be about five, about almost 400 some dollars a contract at that date. And let's look at this one. Yeah, another one right here for less than $100 at this date. So this is another one you can do your research on. Let's look at the profile a little bit. So yeah, this is Fund Family of State Street Global Advisors. Look like they got about 6 billion assets under management, and the stock price is over $100. That's a pretty good sign. Also, I like, when I see stocks over $100, even though some people say that's high, I think it's, to me, it looks like Wall Street wants to buy it and it's going to rise. Let's look at the interactive chart right here. It was at 134. And when was that? Oh, it got caught in that November sell off and just hasn't took back up after that. But it was at 140. It's been bouncing this year, as you can see. Let's look at the whole year. Let's look at the 5-year chart. Okay. Yeah. And it came down. So it looks like Wall Street still thinks this is going to come back to 120. So do your research before trading it. And my last one, is going to be Pacific Gas and Electric Company. It also has showed up on the unusual options activity. And look at this. Okay, you have a put in a call that may be a straddle, but there's calls being bought for less, for less than $150 per contract that expires on March 18th, 2022. Then you have puts also less than $100 that you can buy at the same price. You can do a straddle on this, which is a put in a call, or you can just buy straight ahead calls. Just, take that little $100 per contract risk. And let's look at the profile on this one. It is a holding company, gas and electric. Oh, that's P. Okay, I know what this company is. Yeah, that their stock got dogged out because they had some accidents. They went and didn't upgrade their grid. So I remember seeing a documentary or like a special on American Greed about them. So, but Wall Street is buying. Let's see. Wall Street is, yeah, volume there. So they expect this to either rise or fall, either one. Let's look at the put call ratios to see if there's more puts or calls. Okay. It's fairly even up a little bit. Yeah, it's fairly even. So, because if you look at these dates, look at that. And then there's more calls on this during this time. So, yep. And that is it. These are my top cheap option plays this week. If you have any questions, you can always comment, and thank you for watching.